Hello, my name is Brian Stern, and I'm here with Akshara Raghu, and we're going to talk about cortical.io's Semantic Pro and our intelligent document processing business solutions. So in the world of IDP, there are sort of three types of documents: structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. The RPA and hyperautomation vendors have done a really good job of handling structured and semi-structured documents, but they struggle, and many companies struggle with getting information out of unstructured documents. And this is the world that we, Cortical.io, play in. So we have two solutions, one called Extract and Analyze and one called Classify and Automate. Extract and Analyze is used to input things like contracts, leases, insurance policies, claims, research documents, and other types of documents that are unstructured. Classify and Automate is used to classify messages like emails, text messages, social media, and other types of documents that need to be or messages that need to be classified, information extracted, and some action taken. They're both built on our semantic platform, and it's all about providing benefits such as improving efficiency, reducing your costs, and increasing your response time, and getting value of unstructured data. So today we're going to talk about and show you a demo taking both of these products and putting them together. Before we do that, I do want to spend a couple slides talking about what makes us different. We leverage common AI algorithms and ML techniques, but we have a unique differentiator, which is how we approach natural language understanding, and that is based on neuroscience. So what we do is we create what's called a semantic fingerprint, which captures the meaning of the text. And we create a semantic fingerprint for every word, phrase, sentence, paragraph, clause, provision, and document. And this is an unsupervised process. What it allows us to do is to be able to look at, for example, two phrases, funding method and cost of coverage. They mean the same thing, but the words are different. So if you're using keyword statistical modeling, you may not find this information, but with our solution, you are going to find that information. So to drill into the fingerprinting a little bit further, a fingerprint will capture the different meanings of a word or a phrase. So this example, Jaguar, is an automobile, it's an airplane, it's an animal, and it's a computer architecture. And you can see from this fingerprint, we have different clusters for each of these four meanings of the word Jaguar. All right, so let's jump into what we're going to cover today. And this is an example that we see in insurance and in shipping and logistics, where an email comes into a general or regional mailbox with a request, in this case, for a quote. Our Classify and Automate system can read the email, read the body, classify the information, and then route in or take some action, including pushing it to our Extract and Analyze solution, as well as pushing to Salesforce and creating a record within Salesforce. Information can then be extracted and again can be integrated with Salesforce, with a quoting tool, with a contract lifecycle management, or some other system of record. So in the world of insurance, this is what the manual process looks like today. A company requests a quote from a broker. That broker puts in a request for quote and sends it out via email to multiple insurance carriers. There's going to be an intake team at the carrier that's going to review that email to see, is the information there? that they need in order to provide a quote. If it isn't, they're going to go back to the broker, request that information, and go back and forth until they get that information. Once they have it, they send it to the quote specialist or the underwriter, who will extract the information out, use that to put into the quoting tool, get the quote, and send it back to the broker. It's a manual, time-consuming, and error-prone process. What we're doing is we're replacing that manual process, or much of that manual process, with Semantic Pro. And so Semantic Pro can get the email, review it, determine if it has the right information. If it does, it can extract information out. Based on the results, it can have a human in the loop that's reviewing that information and verifying or correcting. It can also push to the quoting system. It can provide updates to the broker, and once it has the right information, it sends it back to the broker. So that's the same process using cortical.io Semantic Pro. So we're going to move to the demo in a minute. What we're going to show you is a demo with 3 scenarios. The first one is an email comes in and the attachment is missing. The second one is an email comes in, the information is extracted, but the confidence score or the results aren't as good as what we'd like to see. And then the third one has a high confidence score, and that can be immediately processed. So with that, I'm going to hand it off to Akshara, and he's going to show us a demo.
Thank you so much, Brian. Let me share my screen and let's get into the demo. I'm assuming you all can see my screen. So what you see on the top left here is the broker's email inbox. And what you see here is the quotation specialist's email inbox. Now, as you can see, we have 3 different emails here, right? So one is for risk sense, where there is a missing information, and the other 2 are for state of Arizona and DePaul University, where there are some attachments here, as you can see. So let's send this and see what happens. First one is for risk sense, where there's a missing information. Let me go ahead and send this. And the other one is for DePaul University, where there's an attachment of prior career policy called Liberty Mutual Summary. Let me go ahead and send this as well. And the final one is for state of Arizona, where there is an attachment, and I'm going to send this. The first one had a missing attachment, as I mentioned. So Semantic Pro generates a reply without bothering the quote specialist. For the next 2 requests, they are sent and processed. Information from the attachment is extracted and analyzed by Semantic Pro. Once that is done, Semantic Pro sends an acknowledgement to the broker, sends an email to the quote specialist, and creates a record within Salesforce. So let's look at each of these. So the first one is for risk sense. As you can see, the system has not bothered the quote specialist at all. It has sent an email to the broker saying there is an information missing. And looking at the other 2, for DePaul University, you have to note that the update includes some key information extracted from the email, such as due date. And you have to also note that it says that the request is under review. And why is that? We'll see in a minute. Similarly, the broker has received another email for state of Arizona. You have to note that it states that the submission was accepted, and also it has the due date. These are certain key information that's captured, right? Now let's quickly get into the quote specialist email ID and see what the quote specialist can see. So here there are 2 emails that have come in for the quote specialists. So one is for the DePaul University, as you can see. So it says that there's a review required by the quote specialist because Semantic Pro has returned a confidence level requiring a review. So the quote specialist can, click on the link in the email to provide a human in loop review of the prior career policy. But the same link will be available in the Salesforce where the record is created. So we'll take a look at the link in Salesforce. For now, you can see that the confidence level is 0.82, not very high, which is why a human in loop would be required to have a review. The next email that's received in the code specialist email inbox is for state of Arizona, right? As you can see that the confidence level is very high here. Once you open it, you can also see that the confidence level would be high within this particular link, right? So as the confidence level is high, there is no human loop required, but there is an option for the humans to go ahead and make a review of this. So once this is done, Semantic Pro will automatically create a record in a quotation system, or in this case, in the demo, it's salesforce.com. Let's go ahead and look at it. Let me refresh this. So you can see two different records created, one for John Smith and other for Paul Siemens. All the key information required to create a record will be available here. The name, who's the client, the effective date, what's the insurance product, and also a link to the prior carrier contract where you can go ahead and make a review. So this is for DePaul University. As I mentioned here, the confidence level was low, which is why a human in loop will be required. So you can open this link through the email of the code specialist or in Salesforce as well. As you can see, there are certain information missing where you can go ahead and review and make certain changes. Similarly, there's another record created for Paul Siemens, and this is for state of Arizona, where the confidence level was pretty high, right? So insurance product is LTD and the prior contract. We do have a link here. You click on the link and you see that the confidence level is high. You see that the confidence level is 1. You have the document on the left and all the extractions on the right. Hopefully this quick demo informs you of the possibilities of using Semantic Pro to improve the efficiencies of your intake and coding process. Thank you.
Thank you, Akshara. So we'll wrap up with one slide, and then we should have a few minutes to take some questions. To summarize the benefits of the cortical.io Semantic Pro solutions, our solutions are tuned to meet the needs of an organization, and that can be done in weeks to months, not quarters to years. So we don't deliver pre-built models or classifiers. They're all created by our customers, and they're actually done by the business users. So you don't require AI experts or ML specialists in order to do so, but you get to deliver a solution that's specific to your needs. We require an order of magnitude less training materials for getting very good results. And results are what matter most. High accuracy should be top of mind as you're considering solutions for IDP and natural language understanding. Our solutions are transparent, that give you information for audit purposes, and they're cost effective to operate. So what this all means for you is quicker time and lower cost to production, and efficient solutions and accurate solutions. So with that, we do have time for a couple questions. There are a few that I see that are posted to the Q&A section. So the first one is, how is your system different from other NLP solutions? I did mention that in the beginning of the slides, that we are semantic or meaning-based versus most systems are statistical or keyword-based. And the net of it is you get higher results or higher accuracy for your results. The next question is, what is our business model? Our standard model is an annual subscription, and it's based on volume of documents and messages processed. And then the last question that I have is, what are some of the common use cases that we come across? A few of the ones that we come across are, one is the one that we demoed today, which is this request for quotes. We see it in insurance. We also see it in shipping and logistics. We've seen an interesting use case in the pharmaceutical world, which is pharma companies wanting to monitor off-label drug use. And there's also looking at research documents and capturing other information. And then the third one, which is a fairly common one, which is reviewing contracts, leases, doing lease abstraction, or other type of document extraction and review. So that's it. We're going to wrap up here. Thank you for your time today, and we hope you found this webinar useful. Thank you.